All right, racers, we've got our pick your ride. We'll get this going here. First up is going to be Camaro versus Camaro. All these Camaros in this group they weren't the 7 best rollers from our pick your team, Camaro versus Firebird. These were all close to being in the top 7, but weren't quite good enough. So let's see what times they're running. All right, we got the timer plugged in. Let's go. First race. All right, the red convertible just won with a 66 by 9. See if the green one can pick it up. Green one got a 66. All right, next up we've got the green blown Camaro and the Nissan GTR that's fallen out of the ranks. We've reworked it with red pill treatment with all of these. Used to be graphite, so we'll see if maybe he can work his way back into the case. All right, the GTR had a 69 by 18. A 67, getting quicker. All right, next up, 2 more cars that have fallen out of the ranks. Used to have graphite, but now we've worked them with the red pill. Let's see what they're running. Some slow times. An 82 by 3 for the Blitz Speeder. There's some good times. All right, next pairing is the red blown Camaro versus the Impala SS. '62. Impala SS just ran the best time so far, a 62 by quite a bit, an 88 for the Camaro. Camaro's got some slow times. Next up is the Camaro pace car versus the best rolling Blitz Speeder. Another run in the 60s. Camaro just had a 68 by 14. Slower race. All right, next up's the twin mill and the Camaro ZL1. Close race. 76 by 11 for the Camaro. Race 2. Both ran in the 70s. All right, car 13's the splatter paint. Best time so far is a 1662 by the Impala SS. Let's see what the Camaro's running. '87. Let's see what he's doing in lane 2. Aiming for something in the 60s. 83. All right, here's how the initial times played out. The Impala had a 62, 66, 66, 68. Or no, he had a 66 also. 366, 67, 67, 68, 68, 74, 82, 83, 86, and 88. So we're going to start the 2 slowest and work our way up till we got the 2 fastest head to head. Here we go, race 1. Both just ran in the 70s. All right, green Camaro just had a 1670 by 7. See what the red one can do. Slow race. Red one won that one. All right, the green one next up is splattered paint. Green one's run a 1670. Splattered paints was the best, was an 83. '93 to '94. That 1670 must have been an outlier because he's run in the 90s twice since. Let's see. They both just ran in the 70s. 72 for splattered paint. Moving on. Times are up and down. 1672 is best for the splatter paint now. The best rolling Blitz Speeder's best was an 82. Let's see if he's picked up. $73 by 5. All right, Blitz Speeder's up 1-0. Splatter paint's got to beat a 1673 by more than 5. He's run a 72 so far. Blitz Speeder wins both. All right, moving up, we've got the Twin Mill. His best initial run was a 74. Blitz Speeder's run a 73 now. Should be close. $74 for the Blitz Speeder. All right, Blitz Speeder up 1-0. 1674 by 3 is time to beat. Another run in the 70s for the Blitz Speeder. All right, next up is the pace car Camaro. His best initial was a 68. Blitz Speeder's best is a 73. Let's see what happens in race 1. A 57. Wow. Pace car just went from a 68 to a 57. A 57 by 17. Blitz Speeder's going to have to do something miraculous. Camaro wins both. All right, that was the best rolling Blitz Speeder from before. Now we got the second best roller from previous video. His best was a 68. The Camaro's already done a 57. Let's see if this Blitz Speeder's picked up any. 57 to 65. Camaro's up 1-0. He just ran another 57, which is the best time we've seen so far today. A 57 by 8. Time to beat. 51. His times are getting better. Camaro's laying down some good times. He's down to a 51. He's moved up. This is for 6th place. The ZL1's run a 67. Let's see if he's picked up. Typical red pill treatment where the more they run, the faster they get. Let's see what happens. Slow race, but the pace car wins. All right, pace car's up 1-0 with a 68 by 4. Time to beat. Pace car wins both. This is for top 5. GTR, his best is a 67. See if he can run in the 50s. Close race. 64 by 1 for the pace car. That GTR ran a faster time than his initial, but he needs to beat a 1664 by 1 to move on here. He ran another fast time, but pace car got both races. Okay, pace car keeps knocking him down. He's into the top 4. Custom Mustang's run a 16.6 with his initial time. 16.66. Camaro's been running in the 50s. Mustang's gonna have to pick it up. That's a slow race. The Camaro won by 11. Camaro's up 1-0 with a 1672 by 11. Ran another 51. Matched his best time of the day. All right, we're down to the top 3. Best was a 1666 for the green Camaro. See if the pace car can knock another one down. There we go. Green one picked up, but it wasn't enough. Green Camaro's got to beat a 1659 by more than 4. Can he do it? Another run in the 50s for the pace car. All right, we're down to the top 2. 1666, initial run for the red one. Pace car's running some hot laps. Close race. Pace car's in the faster lane now. He's up 1662 by 9. Time to beat. Slow race. Pace car wins both. All right, we've made it to the final race. Impala SS initial run was a 62. Pace car's run a 51. See what happens. 75 by 3. All right, let's see what the Impala can do here. 75 by 3 is time to beat. Pace car wins both. All right, these were the 3 top times. 51 for the pace car, a 59 for the GTR, and a 62 for the Impala. The rest were in the 60s and ended up being in the 70s. They picked up a little bit the more they ran. These guys are heavier. This guy ran a 70, which is the best time of the 3. He is a 45.8. These are the first 3 out of that weight class. See if he can break in. $63 by 2. Green Camaro's best before that was a 1670, and he just ran a 65. 63 by 2 is the time to beat. Well, the battery died in the middle of those runs. So the heavier cars, the Camaros, lone Camaros are just outside the first 3 out. The Impala is third in the just first 3 out of the case. And the Nissan GTR ended up running a 50. He made it into the case about halfway up. And we're back down to the pace car, who had the best times. He's got a 51. Let's run them against the gatekeeper. See what happens. He's up 1-0. Won both. He's in the case. All right, that means Road Rocket, old gatekeeper. Now the first 3 out, and that bumps the Impala down there. All right, see how far he can climb. The Rages has run a 50. Cold temperatures are slowing the times down a little bit. He's pretty close to that guy right there. He's beat him by a 10,000th. Both races, he's moving up. Let's move him up 2. See how he does against the Firebird. Firebird's up 1-0. All right. Pace car's got to beat 1659 by more than 6. Close. Okay, they both won a race. Firebird had a 59, Camaro had a 60. Firebird's up 2-1. Race 4. Firebird wins 3 out of 4 with a 58. Okay, Firebird beat him, so the next up, he's between the Pontiac Regis and the I-Pace. I-Pace is up 1-0. Race 2. Just ran his best time with a 1650. They both won a race. All right, pace car had a better time. They both won a race. 50 by 2 is the time to beat. $56 for the I-Pace. All right, this is race 4. Pace car's got the better time, but I-Pace has won 2 out of 3 so far. Race 4. 56. Pretty evenly matched. All right, so for a recap, pace car got up to 21st in the case. This guy got reworked with the red pill treatment. Made it up to 17th. So we got some more cars in the case. And there's so many just outside that gatekeeper spot. We've now got side B. So, but in the meantime, we're working on a dedicated 2-lane drag track here. Since that's what we use this mostly for, is 2 lanes. We'll use that for teams tournaments and stuff like that when we need a 4-lane, but we're going to switch to a dedicated 2-lane, one that's up off the floor, save Dad's back a little bit. Still under construction. We're working on getting these shaved down to where there's not connectors. Maybe they won't bump as much. And our next pick your team is going to be Corvette versus Mustang. So we'll do a little test run here. But let me know. This is a 1/8 mile scale track, 10 feet 3.5 inches. Let me know. We're gonna mess with some of the angles here and then get this locked down to the height we want it. Let me know in inches what that should be for the start gate in the comments. We'll do our first race here, Mustang versus Corvette. 2.3, 1.9 to a 9.1. All right, guys, we're gonna keep building here. Catch you later.